It's Thursday, and I hope you missed me, but we're back with another session of my Q&A. And today we'll be discussing a question I get from nearly every plaintiff I represent in a personal injury matter. Oli, what is my case worth? Now, back in the 80s and 90s, personal injury cases were very formulaic. If it's a clear liability case, the insurance company would typically look at your medical specials and multiply them by a factor of, say, 2 or 3. And that would generate your damages award. However, times have changed, and it's a little bit more methodical in the approach. For instance, the clearer the liability, the clearer the hurdle we have to jump. For instance, if it's a rear end and the collision report puts the other person at fault, then at least the liability phase is pretty much easy to wrap. Again, that's a generalization, but a rule of thumb. The next thing to look at is the nature of the injury sustained. If it's a back, a head, a neck, soft tissue, all those categories of injuries are looked at and diagnosed differently. The other thing that insurance companies and plaintiffs' attorneys look at is the nature of the insurance policies implicated. The bigger the insurance policy, the bigger the range of recovery. And sadly, another thing that insurance companies and defense attorneys look at is the type and nature of the plaintiff. The age, the race, the gender, the vocation, the location of the accident all play into the damages analysis. And the cleaner the category according to insurance companies that you are in those categories, the easier it is to recover. Now again, this is not an easy job. I'm just talking about a general rule of thumb. So take into account all of those factors when asking, what is my case worth? And that'll help you have a broader understanding of where your attorney is coming from. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you next week. This journey is on.